Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. And now, celebrating 15 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether you're tuning in on the radio dial here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM or through WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could join us. Also, those tuning in to our online affiliates around the world, including Conversations Radio Network. We're glad you guys could join us as well. Devon Triche is making his first appearance on our program today to talk to us not only about his journey as an actor and content creator, but also what it's been like for him to share his gift with all of you and to see the response. Devon and I actually met through social media. We'll talk to him about how that has kind of played a role in sharing who he is and what he's doing with the world, but also what you guys should be on the lookout for next. Devon, hello to you and welcome to the program.
All right, thanks for having me.
Hey, man, glad to do it. So let's start off by talking about the reflection, Devon. Here we are in 2019. So much you've been able to do in your journey as an actor and, as I said, in creating content. What has it been like for you, Devon, to kind of think about where you started and where you are today?
I'm from Chicago. I started out as a kid performing for my family and like different little, when the family would get together for like Christmas or Thanksgiving or different holidays, like the family I would always entertain everybody. So I would always come out and do these different characters and that's kind of what sparked my love for acting. And just to see it, from the time I was a little kid and then as I got older and started pursuing it, seriously, did a bunch of, extra work, did some stand-in work, did a bunch of stuff in Chicago, did plays, and moved out to California. I've been out here almost 3 years now. So it feels good to, once you realize your passion and what you really were created to do, it's like every day you have meaning, you have a reason to wake up, you have a reason to put a smile on your face, you have a reason to be excited about something because it's good to look forward to something. So for me, right, part of my journey is acting, and just to see it, come to this point of my life where taking that leap to come out, to California from Chicago, is huge.
And I think to be able to take a leap like that, Devon, you definitely have to have a belief in yourself, but also, as you were talking about, a real passion for what you're doing. It's interesting, when I was prepping for this segment, there were several posts that you've made on Instagram that really, I think, kind of chronicle your journey. One of the posts that you had made that I think a lot of people, can relate to is, do something that'll make you excited to jump out of bed. And then, there are other posts that you made about the importance of the vision. Have you found that these posts are really mantras for yourself first that then you're able to use to encourage other people?
Absolutely, 100%. Everything that I post, like the motivational and inspirational things, are for myself first and foremost. Like, these are things that really shake me, and these are things that really make me think. And even sometimes we get in our own little funk or little times of depression or just being sad or overwhelmed, and we just need a little shake. So when I come across things that inspire me, I like to put it out there first for me to read and to really be able to kind of step outside of my comfort zone. And then I know if it helps me, it can help somebody else.
And I think that's the big thing. I don't like to spring surprises on people, Devon, so I did give you a heads up about one of the posts that you made recently on February the 11th. And the post basically says this: you were created to stand out, and you used the hashtag Team Motivation. I wanted to bring this up because in your particular industry, it is so easy for someone to try to want to be the next X, Y, or Z, right? People want to be the next Denzel or, the next, whatever it might be. How important has it been for you to realize the power in just being yourself?
It took me a while, and sometimes I still battle with it because, like you said, it's so easy to fall into the footsteps of, your favorite people, be it Denzel Washington or Will Smith or whoever you look up to. It's so easy to follow that path, and once you realize that who you are is just as important and just as an effective as a Will Smith or as a whoever you look, whoever your mentor is, whoever you aspire to be like. You're just as effective as them. You have the potential to be just as effective. But if you do it their way, like you can never be the best version of them. Like you will always, the best you will be second. Like you can't beat Will Smith at being Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're doing ourselves an injustice by not being who we were created to be. And at the end of the day, like we have to look ourselves in the mirror, look ourselves in the eye, and be able to identify with ourselves. If I look in the mirror and I see Will Smith, there's a big void that's going to be missing in my life, and that's truly not living. So the only way to really be fulfilled is to figure out who you are, what you like, what you're passionate about, what you want to help other people do, and begin to learn and understand who you are and what you bring to the table. And we are all important. We are all special. We all have something. I look at it like one big puzzle, and your piece makes the puzzle complete. Without that one piece, the puzzle isn't complete. So you have the Will Smiths, you have the Barack Obamas, you have the Oprahs, you have all these different pieces to the puzzle, but the puzzle, no matter how important another piece may look, the puzzle isn't complete without your piece. Right. So that's
so
true.
And I think, and I think it's a great reminder, man. I think regardless of whatever our industry might be, it's a great reminder to just let yourself, be yourself. And realize, again, the gift that you're giving not only to yourself in that, but also to others. I want to say for those who are just tuning in on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. Devon Triche is our guest for the segment. Devon is an actor. He's a content creator, a blogger, an individual who's been able to not only embrace his gifts, but also to share that with all of you. Now, another thing that I noticed through your page that people can tell, there's some skits that are there. I noticed even in prepping for this, that being able to create characters is something that has just seemed to be a part of you, but also having a sense of humor. How has that served you in this industry, Devon?
You know what? It's always good to have a sense of humor. Like I learned at a young age, it's really good to be able to laugh at yourself. Because especially in this industry, in the acting industry, the entertainment industry, it's so fickle. Like it's so easy to become down and depressed and overwhelmed because you can go to 100 auditions and get a 99 no's and then just for that one yes. So it's just good to laugh. Like I think laughter is one of the best keys to life, to enjoying life. So it just, I don't know. It also sparks creativity. It just helps you to enjoy life in it, in itself. So I just use it to. I always like to put a smile on people's faces. I always like to make people laugh, and I always use that as part of my motivation.
Mm-hmm. In the building of your tribe, as I mentioned, I found you, of course, through Instagram. That's where a lot of your audience is able to stay connected with you, and we'll remind them of that, how they can be able to stay connected with you there, Devon. What has that been like for you to kind of build your own audience? And I think, as a content creator, I think you really appreciate this, in ways that some people don't, and that is that every platform really becomes your own personal channel. So is that kind of how you use Instagram, as your own personal channel to be able to bring your own viewers, to bring your own friends there to kind of follow the journey with you?
Absolutely. Because I feel like I'm kind of all over the place as far as like, you have acting and you have like the skits and then you have the comedy and the motivation. So when somebody talks to me, like you'll get all of that in one conversation. Like, if you come up to me and you're having a bad day, you're going to leave feeling much better. You're going to leave feeling like you conquered the world. You're going to laugh. You may cry. You're going to see all those different aspects of myself and who I am. So I like the fact that Instagram I can showcase everything. I can showcase the skits. I can showcase, like, if you're having a bad day, you can come to my page and you can find something to laugh at. If you're having a bad day, you can come and find some kind of inspiration or motivation. And I don't just direct it towards actors. It's, like you said, whatever field of work that you're in, there's similar steps, to success. So I don't just focus on just entertainment or just acting, but when people come to my page, I want them to leave feeling better, about themselves, or better about their day, just better about life.
Right. And I think that is the big thing. Now, one of the things that you've been able to kind of show us also is the balancing act that takes place, Devon, because you're able to balance your professional life from the family life. How have you been able to kind of find that? Because it's not the easiest of things to kind of find that place where you are able to have it all. I mean, there are some people who question if that's even possible. Did you know early on that it was going to be important for you to make sure that nothing was being neglected?
Yes, definitely. Earlier on, people would say, like, you really have to just focus on one thing. And the way I think, like, it was always hard for me to just harness all of my thoughts on just one thing. Like, I couldn't just only think about just skits. Like, I'll just put out skits. Like, no, but I also want to do this. I also want to do that. So I understand there's a certain balance that comes with it. So I'm learning, still learning, because, I can kind of get off and just put a bunch of stuff out there. But I really like to show every aspect of my life, and kind of, I think when we are authentic, like, people gravitate towards that. People can see that you're being authentic. People can see that, like, okay, this guy, he's not trying to be like the next social media, star, but he really has his own voice. He really has his own look, his own style. He's really bringing something unique to the table. So that's always been, like, my mindset, like, who am I? And what is my purpose? Like, I will always ask, if I have an idea, like, why do you have that idea? Or why do you want to do this? Or why do you want to put out this certain content? Like, why? Just to make sure that it's not because I'm trying to be like the next person or trying to copy somebody else's format. So I think it's always good to be aware, and that's, like, my biggest thing. Just be aware of what I'm doing and what I want to put out there, but I also want it to be authentic.
Right. And I think that self-awareness, Devon, is so important, I think, just in life in general, but especially because there are so many things that are kind of vying for our attention. And also, of course, I think we have to go back to the hashtag team motivation. I mean, it's great that you've kind of chosen the positive path. I know that's part of my thing every day. I make a conscious effort to post something positive online to kind of leave that message there. Why has that been so important for you to make sure that you're sharing that? It's great that you're able to have it for yourself, but why is it so important for you that you share it with others and kind of create this team of motivation?
Well, where team motivation started from, I have a big family. I have a lot of siblings and cousins, and so I always, like, growing up, I always wanted to create something that I can involve my entire family. Like, I've always wanted to open up doors for my family. I always wanted to help each person achieve their goals and their dreams. So I always looked at it as a team. And my goal was to motivate everybody. Like, I just want everybody to be the best. I want everybody to grow and to be successful and do what you love. So that's kind of where team motivation came from. I'm sorry, what was the other part of the question?
Yeah. Just why has that been so important for you to share that with other people? I mean, it's great that you've embraced it for yourself, but why has it been so important for you to share that motivation?
Oh, and so what kind of sparked it? About 10 years ago, I started this thing where I would send out a quote of the day, like just once a day. I would find a quote that I really liked, and I would just email it to a bunch of people. And I've noticed that throughout the day, I would get, feedback like, man, I really needed that, or I was having a bad day, but I saw the quote, and it was really good. It was uplifting. And that really, like, just sparked something in me that really made me want to just go all in with, like, helping people, because I know the stuff that I deal with. I know my thoughts. I know when I'm just not feeling it. And I know little things like a quote can turn my day around. So I figured if it works for me, it can work for other people. So I think that's what really, sparked it.
Yeah. Another post that you'd made on Instagram on January the 13th, Devon said this: "Don't be afraid to dream big." We talk a lot about fear on this program, mainly because I think it's one of the things that keeps people from being great, from being the best of themselves. How have you not allowed fear to stop you when it comes to dreaming big?
Just a wonderful support system. Like I said, my family, we're really close, and we just kind of lean on each other, So the times where I have, because it's so easy to think small, it's so easy to set, little goals. There's nothing wrong with setting little goals, but it's so easy to just be satisfied with just that, just a little goal, and once you reach it, it's like, okay, I'm done. But what I've learned is, like, my family challenges me, and it's vice versa. So once I receive a challenge, it's like, okay, I got to do it. I have to step outside my comfort zone. I have to stretch myself. I have to think bigger. I have to not be content with minor victories, but I have to allow those minor victories to add up to something bigger. And something bigger means something bigger than myself. So if you have a success that's just good for yourself, that's too small. But when you have a success that's good for yourself and others, where you can give back to others, where you can set up where maybe it's a food drive or some kind of scholarship program where you're giving back, that's, to me, thinking bigger, stepping outside of fear, stepping outside of your comfort zone. And I think that's true success. Right.
That's so true. And I think that is the great thing. Again, we talk a lot about even success on this program, Devon, about how it really is a personal thing, right? I mean, for everybody, everyone has their own idea and their own vision when it comes to success, for sure. So we begin this conversation by talking about the reflection, Devon. So I want to end it by talking about the what's next. Here we are in 2019. What should our audience be on the lookout for from you?
2019. A big goal of mine is to work with Tyler Perry. So I'm working towards that. Like that's a major goal of mine for 2019. So be on the lookout for that. I'm speaking into existence. It's gonna happen. Also, just more content. I'm currently working on a web series called 12 Rounds. It's about a boxer he's contemplating between the streets and his passion for boxing. So he doesn't know if he want to leave the streets alone or, give his passion, which is boxing, like a really go at it. So I'm currently working on that as well. So stay
that's what we can
look out for that.
Yeah. Well, make sure you guys are definitely following Devon Triche. Devon, let our audience know where they can find you at.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram. It is Devon Triche, Devon, Triche, Triche. And if you need to get in contact with me, you can email me, devontriche@gmail.com.
So make sure you guys are definitely following Devon. We'll be tagging him also online. Devon, congratulations to you again, man. Thank you so much for the conversation, and looking forward to the next one.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. You're thorough. You're good at what you do.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. And we're definitely going to work on that Tyler Perry thing for sure. We know he listens to the program, so we're going to make sure that he hears this for sure. Again, everyone, Devon Triche has been our guest. Make sure you guys are staying connected with him on Instagram at Devon Triche. We'll make sure that we tag him there, of course, as we're posting our 60-second conversation on Instagram, to make sure we tag him there. Another great example of why it's so important for us to be able to discover what you want to do, what you're good at, and then to be able to follow through with that. If you all came in late, you missed part of the conversation with Devon, don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay right as we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media site. So head over to facebook.com/CyrusWebb or go to twitter.com/CyrusWebb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share with your friends from there too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make it a great one.